Hello and welcome to a very special program, a very special campaign, something that United Spirits and NDTV have been working at very, very closely for the last several years. It's a Road to Safety campaign, and the goal is very simple. It is to protect lives, it is to save lives, it is to ensure that we are responsible as citizens. Drink responsibly is part of our pledge, but be responsible in how you conduct yourselves. Think about people who are in road accidents, protect those lives, and think about what you are doing to your friends and to your family if you are irresponsible in moments when really you should be thinking about those all around you. That's really what this campaign is all about. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this campaign in a while from now, but we've got a lot of people across the country who've been actively involved with this, and I want to introduce some of our panelists in this discussion today. Karisma needs absolutely no introduction, and she's been associated with this in the past as well. Thank you once again very much for joining us. Abanti Sankaranarayanan is with United Spirits, someone who has, I would say, been a driving force in this campaign. Suhel Seth, the CEO of Consulage. Thanks very much, Suhel, for being with us. Saji Cherian with SaveLife Foundation, an organization that has done incredible amounts of work when it comes to spreading awareness about road accidents in this country. And just to put this in perspective, in 2015, 1,41,633 people lost their lives in road accidents in India. These are government numbers. The number of people who die every year in road accidents is many times the number of people who have died in all of our wars put together since independence. Now, this is a reality check, and the programming that we are doing today, the discussion we are having today, is on the basis of these outrageous and very, very frightening numbers. We've also got Dr. Sanjay Oak. Thank you, sir, very much for being with us, the ex-dean of KEM College and the CEO of the Prince Ali Khan Hospital. Good to have you, sir. And Dr. Shankar, Vishwanathan, Honorary Advisor of Mumbai Traffic Police, who joins us in this capacity to talk really about some of the challenges facing the police, what are some of the issues as far as road construction is concerned, the layout of roads is concerned, because when it comes to road safety, we need to have a holistic look at this entire issue. Karisma, let me come to you first. Why do you feel it's important for you to be associated with this campaign? What is the essential reason why you chose to be on board?
Well, I think this has been a growing concern, as we say, and being a young mother, you know, our children walk on the roads, they go to bus stops, you know, to catch the school bus. And I think even as a mom, you always have that fear, you know, that, you know, your child and maybe a mother or a father or a caretaker might be dropping them. But what if somebody is, you know, driving, or they're coming back from school and being irresponsible? So I think it's very important that, of course, that don't drink and drive, but also, like you say, you have to drive safely and responsibly even during the day.
Abanti, you've got teenage sons. They're, what, 18 years old. In driving this entire campaign in association with NDTV, your thoughts would at one level have been also on your young sons. As a mother, what does this campaign mean to you?
I think as a mother, this campaign means I can go home a little bit more reassured that there is a message out there very frequently during the season when my kids are listening to it, and hopefully, you know, there is an awareness that's being created about them of what not to do. I mean, they are below legal drinking age today, but still there is temptation always when they are together with friends, etc. So it just helps me really go and feel like there is somebody out there watching out for them through this program.
Karisma, I must ask you, you know, all of us like to go out, meet friends, party. And then, you know, I mean, to say party responsibly or drink responsibly at one level is cliched, but it is at another level a fundamental truth. Where do you draw the line?
Well, you know, I must say that, frankly, I always have a designated driver. I don't drive myself because I think I have too many things on my mind. So it's better that I sit behind in the back seat. But I'd like to tell you that there are a lot of young people out there today who have realized this, and I think this campaign has made them realize. Today when young couples go out to party or to a club to have a few drinks, like a lot of my friends tell me, we are the driver tonight. My friends like, I'm not drinking tonight, let the husbands and the other friends, because I have so many people to drop home. So people have become really, really aware about this. And also I'd like to really say that especially in Mumbai, I think the traffic police is doing a great job, because over the weekends, a lot of people are genuinely aware and a bit scared that, they cannot afford to drink and drive because they are going to be pulled up. And there are a lot of check nakas nowadays. And I think the growing concern is out there and people have become really aware.
Dr. Vishwanath, you want to add to that the role of the police in being proactive with new technologies available to them, also just spreading awareness and how something like this does make a difference on the ground?
Yes, that is very much true. More than 18,000 people have been caught drunk and drive this year, and more people are very much aware, because we are also putting those 40 extra cameras on Marine Drive, Western Express Highway, Eastern Express Highway and all, especially for the purpose of stopping these racing motorbikes and all those things at night. And they pose a danger for the common driver, who is not even aware that they are racing. And very difficult to catch hold of them, because the policeman cannot race behind them at that speed. And hence, these cameras are going to be very useful. And we have also got the e-challan systems, which are being, more than 6,000 cameras are being installed in Mumbai, out of which 4,000 are already installed. And we are getting those data straight away from that, and we are sending those challans to their mobile numbers.
I want to ask you about the reception this campaign has had, not just in the big cities, but we've taken it across elsewhere. So what's the reception been, which is why we really want to keep doing this?
So I think what comes across to us as a delight is the fact that this message has now become part of the discourse in all cities, not just in the metros, but even in the smaller cities. And I think it's serving to be a platform where different stakeholders come together to discuss and debate potential solutions holistically. And as part of the campaign, which is something we absolutely want to retain, we've done a lot of on-ground activations where citizens from different walks of life have actually come together. So I think the reception has been extremely promising. It's a long road ahead, but our view was somebody's got to start. And I think we've made that start 2 years ago.
Suhel, the number I gave you, 141,633 people died in road accidents in 2015. But these numbers are absolutely horrific by any standard anywhere in the world. We have some of the most unsafe roads for various reasons. Where do you draw the line? What is your message when you confront numbers like this?
See, while the campaign is genuinely laudable and there is no escaping this reality, there are three things that need to be done. Number one, we need education which is finite and with a purpose. We need demonstrable punishment for people who violate the laws. See, in this country, you can get away with blue murder. You'll hit someone, the laws are so weak, person will get bail. I mean, there was this lady who ran over someone and, driving the other side. We don't have demonstrable punishment. The third, which is very important, which I hope the doctor here will touch upon, is we have zero trauma apparatus around our centers, around our roads, around our cities. We are talking about Bombay and Delhi. What happens when you're on national highways? When you're between villages, when you're between towns, small towns? The maximum number of deaths happen because there is no immediate trauma management. I think it's very, very critical for us to look at it from a holistic point of view. It's not about just consumer education, it's not just about punishment, and certainly not just about cameras, but it's about the whole apparatus that you need to create. An ecosystem which prevents people from being irresponsible. We can't afford to have people die because someone's behaved irresponsibly.
Shaji, it was the SaveLife Foundation that really pushed to have the Good Samaritan law. And it's a law now, it exists in India, which basically means that if you see somebody in distress, you can actually take that person to a hospital and not be bothered by the police. You don't even have to give your name to the hospital people over there. You can walk out. There is no harassment. How do you believe this can save hundreds of lives every year?
People who die in road accident victims, 50% of them actually die of treatable injuries. So they can be saved. Typically they die because of excessive bleeding. The Good Samaritan law concept basically looks at bystander care. The person who is next to the accident victim or somebody who is passing by should be empowered not to be scared to call for emergency services. People typically die bleeding on the road. And so right now we have, as a country, we have a Good Samaritan law. Unfortunately, not much has been talked about it. Propagation has not happened, so people on the road don't know about it. So as of now, if you see an accident victim, go ahead and call the police, go ahead and call emergency services. You can remain anonymous. You have the right in India right now to not reveal your name.
Dr. Oak, tell us a little bit about the golden hour in a hospital.
So two things are important. It's the pre-hospital period and the pre-hospital transfer. So one is you have to stop if someone has met with an accident and go for its assistance. Yes, you may be questioned, you may be detained in the casualty for some time. That's a part of life. Eventually you are going to save somebody's life, and that anonymous person could be your next kith and kin. It has happened at times. Second thing is, how do you transfer? Because sometimes unscientific modalities of transfer have rendered more harm than the actual accident has done. It particularly happens in cervical spine injuries, lumbar spine injuries. So that is second part where we are working together. The third thing is, once a patient is received in the hospital, the whole culture of the hospital also needs to change from casualty, which is a casual approach, to an accident and emergency service area, where what is called as triage. Triage means to sort out. That is done. And suppose if there are 5 or 6 victims, we decide which one needs to be attended most and first. That golden hour, if you are able to stabilize airway, if you are able to stabilize breathing, if you are able to stop hemorrhage, we can save significant number of lives.